Hello guys, WilsonBox here, and in this video I'm showing you guys 10 teams I created to reach 22 million damage, and some of them are really free to play, so stay there and let's have a look. So I'm just gonna use this guide just to show you guys. So first of all, I'm just gonna do a quick scroll on all the teams I'm using. So I have 2 legendaries here, but then here I have no legendaries. Then I'm using Grist here, Adret here, this guy here, 2 more legendaries here, 1 here. And this was the last team I created. Okay, all of them I'm doing more than 22 million damage, which is really good. We just won 22 million, that's enough. And some of them I can do even more. I don't have all the heroes at level 100, but it helps a lot. So with each team I'm going to show you guys, also showing the positionment for that team, the placement. I'm not going to show you the fight, it's not worth it, because I don't have any timings on all of these teams, it's just auto mode. I've tried with timings before, but then I found out that without timings they do more damage. So the first one I'm showing you guys is this one, okay? So it's these 5 guys, this is a wild team, so I'm using Horus with a set, this set, a tank set, and basically this is it, with accuracy here, and HP here, and more accuracy here, and more defense. So for the Horus, it's really important that you have a lot of HP. I have scrolls on him, most of them are scrolled, and it's really good because this guy, and I'm using the Witch Remains on him, because he's really fast casting this skill, and this is the trick I created. It takes almost 16 seconds, it's less than 16 seconds to cast this skill. And because of that, when this guy casts this skill, it casts it really fast, and when he casts it, it has the chance to apply defense penalty. So if he is faster casting his ultimate skill, you have more chances to have this defense penalty on the boss, and then you're gonna do even more damage. So that's a trick, and he also able to afflict attack penalty. He heals himself with hit recovery, damage reduction, and also obtains this shield. Then I'm using this set, it's an inventor set on this guy and also on this one, Felicia, and crit damage, attack percentage, crit rate, and crit damage, because I have a lot of crit rate on this set on substats, so that's why I'm using crit damage on that hand. And then for Felicia I did have a different one, attack percentage, crit rate, crit damage, and HP. And basically this is it. I'm using Dubok as well, and I'm using the Mirror of the Living. Of course it doesn't heal anyone, but his shield is dependent on his HP. So the more HP he has, as you can see, he has a lot of HP, almost 1000. The more HP he has, the more shield he's gonna give, the bigger the shield will be. So basically that's it, that's why I'm using this. And I'm also using a Mona Lisa Blessing, giving some healing, 15% max HP of the character, and I'm gonna increase that healing with this artifact. And then I'm using Fura. I don't have any scrolls on him, and I'm using him. Sometimes he inflicts his accuracy penalty and dispels 2 debuffs, dispels 2 buffs, and also has buff prohibition. So both of these ones are good, because this boss inflicts attack, it doesn't inflict, he gets attack buff. With this I can dispel the attack buff, or I can give buff prohibition, and this way he's not gonna get that attack buff. And basically this is the team I'm using. This is the placement that I'm showing you guys. Will be the same one, the placement will be the same one for these 3 teams, it's basically the same thing. Next team is a burden team. So I'm using this guy, the new one, Carf, it does a lot of damage. I'm using the same, exactly the same inventor set I was using down here. Then I'm using this guy with the other inventor sets that I was using down there. So it's the same set, same gear, same stat. And then I'm using Percival, but I'm doing something different here. So burn, it's like a debuff. And because of that, I'm giving him some accuracy, and he is able to inflict this defense penalty. And since he deals more damage when the enemies are inflicted with burn, better will be to this guy to have accuracy and inflict burn on him. And this way everyone is going to do more damage, it's going to get more stacks of burn, more damage. And then I'm using Adolphus with his big shields, with a Mona Lisa Blessing, to use this HP, and since he has this battle skill, is really good because of this. He can increase their ultimate energy by 15%. So with Adolfo's here, is going to give shield, is going to heal, and since Isolde has the ability to cast a shield on herself and also the allies, but this guy's on herself, is going to increase the rate, the ultimate energy, and she's going to cast this more often, so she's gonna have more shields, and more shields, it means Adolfo is gonna give a shield as well, and then if he's over shielding, he's gonna heal because of his passive. Also, Isolde can also grant defense up to her and attack penalty. And I gave her this artifact, which is really good. You need to get this remains, and then this one is going to decrease the time of the battle, the skills, all the skills, because I want to inflict attack penalty the maximum times I can. And this is the second one. Then the third one, it's also a third fire team, will be a wild team, okay? And this one, I'm using different, completely different 3 rars, 2 epics, alright? So this is the tank I'm using, same thing, same strategy. I'm using Ancestral set, and I'm using the Rift Hourglass because she can apply attack penalty, and I want her to apply the attack penalty the more often as possible. Then I have this one, Nida, she's a really good wild hero that you can use, she's doing DPS. I have this guy, again, I'm using the same sets I was using before on the other characters. And then I have Liku. Liku is really important here as well, she gives buff prohibition, so she's gonna stop this boss to inflict, to get that attack up, and if she casts it too late, she can also dispel it, so this is perfect. And then she can give some healing and defense up to our tank, which will help a lot. Oh, and I'm using, on this case, I was lacking some damage, so I'm using also a Inventor Inspiration set to increase the damage. And of course, I looked for some stat, but she's 90, so if I still was not reaching 22 million, I still could level up these heroes. So if you level up, the heroes will be much easier and you get more damage. And then I'm using Stella just for the healing, so she heals with Enlightenment and max HP, and because of this I'm using these 2 sets because they give more 15% HP, and these 2 the serial as well. And then using the Mirror of Living gives more HP. Basically, I'll focus on Enlightenment and HP. Next team will be Ice. So Ice, we have Ice Blast team here. We have these guys are crazy. They do massive damage. So I've played in with one of the sets before, attack crit rate. Then I have Gertin with the one with crit damage and attack. These sets are always the same. And then the real trick here, it's Elvis. Okay, so Elvis is not scrolled, but the point here is to have this passive active. The more often he activates this passive, the more boss will take to use his skills. So basically this is it. I'm using the Ancestral set, and then I'm getting this recharge speed penalty and doing more damage and taking less damage because the boss takes more time to cast his skills, so he's going to get less buff, the damage buffs. Then we have Riffy. She has a support, she's here to do some damage and attack penalty as well, and she's using a serial set to give some attack percentage and also inflict the defense penalty buff. And lastly, I am using the Traveler, Wilson Box, to is going to also provide some healing with the Monolith Blessing and do give this shield, which will be really helpful with this team, but they're doing a lot of damage, so it's kind of just to fill the 5 elements. Next team, I'm using Garius, with this time with a Frost team. So Garius is healing, nothing much different. Garius is healing, then I'm using Gulal to inflict some attack penalty with the serial set, and he's also doing some damage because I have attack percentage on the chest and crit rate here, so I want defense penalty and all of that. On these guys I'm using some different sets, so I'm using Inventor set on this one, okay, but I changed some of the pieces of these because I was looking for some accuracy, and I'm using this one, the RP Nails, to increase the passive damage because she, on the second basic attack at the enemy under first, she deals double damage. Then same thing, we have this guy here, Drist, and I gave him some accuracy as well because I want to inflict some frost, because all these characters, they do more damage if the enemies have frost on them. So Drist afflicted enemies afflicted with frost, this skill ignores their 15% difference and decrease damage when they lost HP. And finally, we have this one with some accuracy as well, but this time with a gambler set, and she's not scrolled, but I just need her to give a hand and increase a little bit of the damage because I was lacking some damage, but everyone here is 100 because I was looking for some damage. Then another Ice Blast team, another Ice boss, so I'm using Sadik with one of the sets I was using before, and Catherine as a healer. This guy is the second Ice Blast with one of the sets I used before, and then on this guy, Zorak, he deals a lot of derivate damage, so I'm using a derivate set, the Abyssal Curse, to increase my damage because this set will ignore 20% of the enemy defense, and I'm also using the Vile Ink because it's going to increase the derivate damage, and he's also giving some buffs to my Ice Blast heroes, as you can see here. Then we have Clovis. Clovis will be really good here because inflicts attack penalty and also is going to reduce the ultimate energy by this boss, so he will be a great help because he's going to delay the damage from this boss. And also, because I don't have anyone else giving debuffs, this time I gave him the serial set because I want his 15% more attack up on every team, and 28 million. And then last team for Ice, 22 million damage as well. We have Adret, we have this guy, Rava. He does a lot of damage. I love this guy. This guy is really great on PvP as well. And I'm using this inventor set, the same thing I was using before. And these Zitus as well, with some accuracy, because I want to inflict that frost. Again, the frost characters, they have some sort of mechanic that they increase the damage when they frost. Oh, but this guy, it's different. Yeah, I'm using the gambler on this guy because when they inflict frost on enemy, their basic attacks damage is increased by 15%. So I'm playing with more the basic attacks and not counting on the skills, on ultimate and battle skill. And also his ultimate, he throws Ice Lance as their basic attack, so a gambler set will be good on him. Then I'm using this guy, Olgan. He increases the damage from all the frost characters, so I don't have any scrolls on him. I have accuracy on him because I want him just to inflict frost on the character to improve and to increase the damage of the other frost heroes. And I'm using a inventor set on this guy. Okay, inventor set, and using the Rift of Hourglass because I want him to cast this more often, more times as possible. And finally, we have Ardret. She's here to tank this boss and reduce the damage and give some healing with the battle skill to all the heroes. Next one, I have one. This one is for lightning, okay? No, this one is for necrotic damage, okay? But it's a lightning guy. So I'm using this team here. So two legendaries. This one is a bit pay to win almost. This one, so I'm using Premtsa. She's not the best one for single damage. So if you want to replace this one, it's easy. She's not the best one for single damage because she does a lot of AoE, but not single target damage. Anyway, I'm using again an inventor set on her, the same sets I was using before, and then I'm using Quasitia. She's really important here because she inflicts attack penalty and she can heal herself with basic attacks. She reduces the ultimate energy of this boss, and that's it. And also this one is also important. She has also a 25% chance of inflicting attack penalty or charging speed penalty, and the hero takes 30% less damage from basic attacks, so she will be really good. She will act like the Elvis on the Frost boss. Then we have Tia with the buff immunity here because it's really important. This boss, I'll show you that after. This boss, it does damage all over the battlefield, and with this debuff immunity, they are not going to get those electrocute debuffs from the boss. And she also can help with some healing and reduce the damage on every character because most of my characters here are ranged, and then she's going to give this 15% attack up and help with some damage as well. Then I have Zarlot. Zarlot is doing some damage as well, and passive I'm getting some healing as well, and I'm using the same set I was using before. Lastly, I have Kesta, and I don't have any scrolls on her, so she's here also to reduce the ultimate energy from this boss, and yeah, she's going to get some healing as well, but basically that's it. She can help with attack penalty and this recovery over time, but it's only when every time an enemy hero dies, so he's not no enemy heroes are going to die just once, so it's more because of this 30% ultimate damage. I'm using a inventor set, but I have some accuracy too, because I want to inflict this attack penalty as well. Then we go to poison. So poison, this was the last team I created, this one. So this is a new placement. This is placement is much better. It's much better because this way it's only the tank taking damage. So you can release the healer, and you can place 4 characters just doing damage, healing, and 1 character with resistance and tanking the boss. So on this one I'm using Nathaniel, and he's really good with the Monolith Blessing, and he's going to give a shield to our tank. He's going to give a defense up. He's going to give some healing if my tank gets any buff, which will be really good and really help. Then I have Terrible. Terrible is amazing, it does insane damage. So yeah, I have a Gambler set on him, not Inventor. For him will be better a Gambler because he does a lot of basic attack damage. And guys, I know he's massive, but if you look to my upper team, you guys can see if you have a different Dauntless like this one or this one, it will work as well for the 22 million. Then I have Lola. If you guys have a look, it's basically a similar team. Then I have Lola with the serial set. She's going to inflict the defense penalty and do some damage as well. I have attack percentage here and crit rate here and some accuracy around here. Then I have Vanny. Vanny is going to increase the damage. She's going to do damage, but she's also going to increase the damage from my Dauntless allies because she gives attack speed up to all Dauntless allies. And she has another Gambler set, always attack percentage, crit rate, and some crit damage here, and some more stats here. Lastly, we have this tank, Voltog. I really love him. I started using him in season 1 because he's really good. He has this passive for each buff on the hero gains extra 15% accuracy and 15% defense up. This effect stacks up to 10 times. Of course, I'm not gonna have a lot of buffs, but if I get some defense up, some healing over time, etc., will give some stacks and reduce the damage. I'm using the ancestral set, and I'm just looking for some resistance. I have 372, and still I get some debuffs sometimes, and we don't want to get any debuffs from this guy because for each debuff we get on our heroes is gonna reduce the damage he takes. And lastly we have these 5. So I have Yagnat, he's a Dauntless as well, using a Gambler set on him, and basically this is it, nothing much complicated. Then I have Irina doing the same job as Lola was doing, inflicting attack penalty. She's gonna help with some support as well, giving a shield, and she's going to give this 15% as well. Then I have this tank, Lydia. She doesn't have any scrolls, so she's a pure tank. She's really good, I really like her. She gives control immunity, so if she's getting the control immunity, she's not going to be taunted by the shrooms, and this way she can help a little bit with the damage. She gains immortality and attack speed up, and passive, every 5th basic attack grants 20% max HP shield and 10% max HP to the ally with the lowest current HP. So this will be really good. I have some HP on her. This will be really good to reduce the damage, and she's a really good tank. She's only level 94, and I can guarantee she can survive the full 5 minutes without dying. Then Exandra, it's the healer, okay? I'm using 2 pieces of cereal here because I want this skill list, and same thing for these 2. I'm using the Emperor to get this 20 skill list, and then here skill list, and here I don't have skill list. I still have resistance, I didn't change, but if you get some skill list will be better. And then Mirror of the Living, of course, to increase the healing. And finally we have the Hog, this guy, and this one is going to get 25% attack up. It does more damage than the Yagnat. I was surprised, and this was the last hero that I leveled up to reach one team 22 million. And yeah, he's got Dauntless, a Gambler set, and basically this is it, guys. This is the 10 teams I have now. Just a quick look again. This is the 10 teams I have now, and basically this is it. I'm using different sets on them. Just showed you all the stats, guys. It's always the same stats as you can see here. This is the stats I get, and I hope this help you guys, because if you are doing more damage, you're going to reach a better rank. I started late farming for this event because I was really busy, but now I'm getting there, and I could be better. I missed 2 days, so I'm 138, but and I've not done everything. But I hope that I can create more 2 teams. I don't think I have enough bread, so I have 212 and I have more these ones, so I don't think I have more bread to level up more heroes, because for the Radiance and Poison it's been really hard and I don't have the best heroes to do it, and I don't want to use more scrolls. I'm really happy with this, only 2 teams that are not doing 22 million, but at least if I do 11 million I'll be happy. I'll see what I can create and then I'll bring it to my channel, guys. So this is the update of the damage. I hope this helped you guys. If you like this video, don't forget to press that like button, subscribe to my channel if you want to follow more content like this. Thanks for watching and see you next time.